right. It is EJ versus Degenerate, week number 6. You were finally out off the schneid, Zachary, with a big, resounding comeback last week.
Oh, please, I almost blew it at the end. You were
Yeah,
making a strong comeback.
I know. I think on the 1 o'clock slate, I hit one game, I believe.
Well, on that 1 o'clock slate, any game I agreed with you, I basically shot myself in the foot.
So anyway, we are going to be doing again our week 6 picks of the week, and I'm up now 3 weeks to 2. And we have buys finally, Zachary. We have Detroit, Houston, Vegas, and Tennessee all on bye weeks this week. Of the 4 teams, I ask this every year when we do bye weeks. Of the 4 teams, who needs a bye week more?
Well, I would have said Detroit because the pressure's starting to heat up on the coach.
You think so?
But Devontae Adams is going to have a first appearance in court, so he's definitely going to need that time off.
What'd you make of that whole thing with the shove on the to the credential media member?
Man, if it was a football play and he ran him over, the guy would have been like, "Oh, I took it like a champ."
Yeah.
But because of a heartbreaking loss, he gets in his face and he's like, "Oh, you can't do nothing to me." So, I think as long as you're on the field like that, a shove like that is a nothing. I don't consider that a big deal.
So you think the media member that's not suing, but he
Oh, he will
press
be soon.
charges. Oh, he will be suing on top of that. Well, he did press charges. Obviously, he's got
Yeah.
misdemeanor assault. A bit much, you think?
To me, yeah. Yes, I mean, Devontae Adams shouldn't do that.
Of course, right.
But you should not be up in someone's face right after heartbreaking losses.
And I gotta be honest with you. Also, like looking at the video too, especially in the way, like from the angle we see it from, looking at the way like the cameraman just kind of jumped into shot when Devontae Adams was coming off the field. It seems so random that I'm not surprised that there was at least a reaction. Now, obviously, pushing the guy a little bit egregious. I mean, I wouldn't have even a problem with him putting him to the side, say, "Hey, sir, excuse me," push him out of the way. But the actual push, I think, is where it gets a little weird there. And then, of course, if the guy hits his head on the concrete, and it's all over a can of worms there. Apparently, he had a concussion, allegedly. I don't know.
Yeah, I bet he's also got like a broken bone now, all kinds of stuff.
It,
So he can help with this lawsuit.
there's no doubt. There's no doubt. There's a money grab here.
Oh,
There's no doubt
absolutely.
about that. So definitely, it is what it is on that one. But we'll see what happens there. I don't know if he'll get suspended. I would have said also Detroit as well too, because of a lot of the expectations coming to year. A lot of folks had them as a sneaky, possible playoff team, and they've really fallen apart last couple of weeks. But it's Vegas, really. I mean, Vegas is a team I picked to win the AFC West, and I'll tell you what though, even with them being 1-4, I think they're still in it. I think they're still, if they can win a couple games outside of Kansas City and Buffalo, there's been no separation in the West, and not in the West. I mean, in the AFC in general. The teams that right now would be in the playoffs, for example, right now, if it started today. Obviously, it's ludicrous to think about today because it's only week 6. But the teams right now that are currently the quote unquote playoff teams are Miami. We don't have a quarterback right now, and we know how long when we'll get him back. And Tua. Who else is 3-2? The Jets, a playoff team currently right now. Are they going to sustain this little run they're doing now? I don't know. So all I'm saying is that when you add a 17th week or 18th week, whatever, 17th game, it adds intrigue, and you add the extra playoff spot, wildcard spot. I think that the Raiders are just too good a roster to just write off right now this early. Looking at the environment, look at all the things that are happening right now currently.
No, I agree, man.
So, all right, picks time, week 6. Like I said, I'm up 3 weeks to 2. Let's get it started here. First one. Oh God, Thursday night stinker coming up. And it's your boys. In my opinion, the worst team in football right now. Washington Commanders heading to Chicago. Face the Bears. It is currently a pick 'em. The over-under is 38 points. Zachary, your Commanders. What's going on, man? What's going on with Carson Wentz and Ron Rivera? Rivera calling him out like that.
Well, I mean, Ron Rivera is certainly not going to say, oh, it's our defense. Oh, it's the coaching. Because those would both fall on him.
Yeah.
So he's definitely going to say it's the quarterback play.
So, am I wrong with saying that now that Matt Rule's gone, that the next guy in the hottest seat right now currently would be Ron Rivera?
I sure as hell hope so. Look,
Any,
we had a game snatched from us against the Cowboys. We shouldn't have lost this game against Tennessee. But we are what the record is, and we're going to get a win this week. So I feel really good.
taking Washington?
Hell yes.
I kind of want to take Washington myself, man, but they look so bad. Give me the over in this one, slight over. It's a little low. I can see a pick six here happening randomly. So give me the over on this one. All right, next one here. Here we go to Sunday games, 1 o'clock. We have the San Francisco 49ers heading to Atlanta to face the Falcons. The Niners are currently 5.5 point favorites. The over-under is 44.5. Atlanta's frisky, man. They haven't had one bad loss this year.
They got robbed.
Yeah.
The team got robbed.
You think?
Holy hell. I mean, I know we have to protect the old man and protect his image and all, but dude, you don't steal wins from another team like that.
By the way, the Falcons are the king of the backdoor. Oh, the backdoor covers late, man.
Hey, they know how to make adjustments in the second half. That's what I can say.
That's very true. But I'm very high on Niners this year, right now. If you saw my power rankings at number 5 currently in the rankings.
Yeah.
I just trust them. I just trust them.
Gas rankings you got going on.
You like the rankings this week? You like it?
Good Lord. I haven't liked your rankings all year.
I had Baltimore 4. You got a problem with that?
Oh, you switched it after what you showed us?
You haven't seen. So basically, what you're saying, you haven't seen the rankings yet.
You showed me a thing on your rankings before you posted with freaking the Ravens behind them and some other team that had
no. I was posting a link. I was posting a link to the show last week. I was showing a link to Chris, whatever. Anyway, that being said, I don't want to dot Atlanta here, so I'm going to take the under in this one. To the under. I'm going to stay away from the spreads here.
I'm going directly opposite you. I'm taking the over in this game.
Really? Okay. All right, next one here. We have the New England Patriots heading to Cleveland face the Browns. The Browns are currently 2.5 point favorites. The over-under is 43.5. You know the Browns will be easily 4-1, 5-0 right now.
Yeah, if they had a legit quarterback.
I think he's playing horrible. I think Brissett's doing, holding the fort down for the most part.
Yeah, he's trying, and he's gonna pick up a win this week. So, thanks to his two-headed monster in the backfield.
Yeah, I like Cleveland this week. Like I said, the missed field goal against the Chargers when that dumbass coach in LA tried to give the game to the Browns by making a stupid 4th and 2.
If there's anyone on a hot seat not named Ron Rivera, it's gotta be him.
Brandon Staley?
Yeah.
So you're taking Cleveland also?
Yes, I am.
All right, here we go. All right. What do you think about Bailey Zappi in New England?
Look, kid played great. Mac Jones better hurry up and heal.
We might have a real quarterback controversy here in New England, honestly.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, tell me about it. Post Brady. Life has begun, definitely.
Mac
all right, next.
Jones to Carolina.
Yep. Who would have thought this game, week 6, would have been a marquee game on the calendar? But we're here. The 3-2 Jets heading to Green Bay face the Packers. The Packers are currently 8-point favorites. The over-under is 44.5. Are you buying the Jets a seller now? Because I'm still kind of on the fence on that one.
Hell no.
Thank you.
Not at all. Give me Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think their offense is atrocious. I still think they'll cover.
Yeah, I'm there too. I think this is a get right game for the Packers offense. I think after what happened in London, and I'm sure Aaron Rodgers got in those receivers' asses. Yeah, I definitely see the Packers covering here. Look, the Jets get a miracle win against Cleveland. Okay, what else? They beat Pittsburgh on in a weird game that should have lost, and then I'm sorry, I know it was 40-17 against Miami, honestly, but I feel like if Tua plays that game, I think if Bridgewater plays that game, that might go differently because that was a 19-17 game in the fourth quarter
Yeah, it things got out of hand
with
late.
a
That's
third
all
string,
that was.
with a third stringer.
Yeah.
So I'm not buying the Jets have talent. I'll give you that, but I'm not buying them being this really good playoff team. Get out of here with that. That's why I said the Raiders are in this thing because I just think once they start losing games, the Jets start losing games. Raiders will win some games going forward. They'll even up the planets will align properly where you should. So I'm also with you. Give me Green Bay as well. All right, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars heading to Indianapolis to face the Colts. The Colts are currently 1-point favorites. And I know why. Over under is 42 points. Obviously, these two teams met a couple weeks ago when Jacksonville blew them out at in Jayville. Um, Indy with a big win last week. Obviously, ugly game was Denver last Thursday, but big win. Um, I know that Jacksonville owns Indy. I'm gonna go Indy here. I'm gonna take the Colts here just to I don't know maybe Jags are a better team, I guess. Now you know what? Screw that. Give me the over. Screw it. I'm staying away from that. Give me the over.
Give me the under.
Ooh.
You put up 6 total points against Houston. Yeah, I get it. You blew them out a couple weeks ago, but that was a miracle of offense for that team. They have not been clicking on all cylinders. So
Speaking of Jaguars, our old friend Kyle Nash hasn't. I don't know if he wouldn't listen to the podcast the last day or so, and then on Hulla podcast on Tuesday nights, he's been calling you out because remember you called him out about the Jaguars thing on Sunday. I sent the message to him. He texted me on Sunday after the Jaguars lost to Houston. Sent a message, and of course he went apoplectic and stuff. So
yeah, his team lost to your supposed worst team in football, and probably another one of your 5 worst teams in football. And yet you think Jacksonville's good. Get the fuck out.
Now for the record, he's a Niners fan. To the record, but he covers the Jaguars for media. So,
Yeah.
all right, so you go under on that one, right?
Yes.
All right, next one. The Minnesota Vikings head to Miami to face the Dolphins. The Vikings are currently 3-point favorites. The over under is 45.5. Kyle Thompson will be the starting quarterback for the Dolphins most likely for this game. Because of that, I gotta go with Mini. I mean, I know I don't trust them long term, but they are to me the best roster in the division in the NFC North. I think Green Bay's in trouble. Green Bay might still go to the playoffs, but I don't know. Minnesota should win this division now. They have one game lead with the tiebreaker right now currently over the Packers. So and now they're getting a break here with no Tua, no Teddy most likely this week as well too. So give Minnesota here.
Give me Minnesota on the fact this game is going to be watched by absolutely nobody. The only people watching this Minnesota game will be people on Red Zone watching their fantasy players. That's it.
So you're saying Kirk Cousins strikes again?
Oh, this is going to be one of his best games of the season.
Yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for the Dolphins, obviously, but I don't know. All right, next one we have the Cincinnati Bengals heading to New Orleans to face the Saints. The Bengals are currently 1-point favorites. The over under is 43.5. Give me the Bengals here to cover. This is another get right moment for the Bengals, the AFC champions. I know this is a dangerous game too. It's in New Orleans and in the dome, and it's always noisy. But I think they're just so beyond that. They probably should have won that Baltimore game. They were in position to win that game late. But yeah, you don't give me Cincinnati this game. This is a better team.
You just don't like the Red Rifle. That's all it is.
No, I like Gingers. I'm friends with you.
Yeah. Not sure about that.
What do you got?
I'll take the over in the game.
Okay. All right. Big one. Who would have thought this would have been a marquee game week 6? The Baltimore Ravens heading to New York to face my Giants. The Ravens are 5.5-point favorites currently. The over-under is 44.5. Does this rule apply to your Giants logic when they're good?
Well, they're not very good.
Just like I think that's
And
the
it,
first. You answered
it has
correctly.
literally been set up by the schedule and by some calls on the field. But I know I didn't have a mortgage bet last week. I got a mortgage bet this week. Bet the Ravens.
Yeah, I'm with you too. The Ravens are currently number 4 in my rankings. I thought that win against Cincinnati, really put some things to bed a little bit after the couple weeks of blown leads and stuff. They could be easily 5-0 right now, easily 5-0. But I just think after last week's emotional game with the Bengals, I think that they've now written the ship. Giants, look, it's a great story. Obviously, it's my team, but I look, I don't. I'm just not there yet. Now, if they win this game, obviously that will be the first really. Well, obviously being Green Bay last week, but this game will be a major step forward into like, oh wait, maybe this is a playoff team. I will say this much though. I know how you feel about it. I know a lot of folks I talk to don't agree with me, but I'll say it to you. I think right now in a 5-game sample, right now, Coach of the Year is Brian Daboll.
Oh, totally.
There you go.
I don't,
Thank you.
I don't think there's anyone
You have sense once.
I don't think anyone could put anyone ahead of them.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'm with you, Bo. I'm with you, man. Baltimore is the play here. They'll cover. I think it's gonna be a competitive game though, but I think Baltimore is the play here. All right, here we go. Next one here. We have Tampa Bay Buccaneers heading to Pittsburgh to face the Steelers. The Bucks are currently 9.5-point favorites. Over under 44 points. So the Steelers get embarrassed by Buffalo last week. Typically teams that get blown out, they tend to come back stronger and whatever. Tampa's weird. This is a weird Tampa team though. Like I trust them in the end. Like they'll get there. They'll be in the NFC divisional round title game possibly depending on things shake out. But I feel like even a 3-2, they still haven't figured out, put together a whole game yet.
Well, they're also finally starting to get healthy on offense, so
Yeah,
that's going to be a huge thing.
I kind of want to say Pittsburgh on the points here just for pride.
Yeah, I'm going to take Tampa Bay.
You are.
Look, I have yet to see any encouraging signs of a passing game by Pittsburgh.
Right.
So,
well, I'm not going to judge Buffalo. Buffalo's another tier. But man, I'll take Pittsburgh on the points here. This for pride. They're not winning the game, but can he keep this game relatively within earshot? A touchdown at least. We'll see. I mean, this is a Mike Tomlin led team now. I mean, he got the pride there in that locker room.
all I know is there goes his streak of never having a losing season.
Oh, absolutely, without question. I mean, it's impressive though. 15 years now, that's pretty impressive. All right, next one we have the Carolina Panthers heading to LA to face the Rams. The Rams are currently 10.5-point favorites. The over/under is 41 points. I mean, another team that needs a get right game. Carolina's fired their coach. The Rams look dreadful out the gate. You've been saying it since week 1. The O-line looks like trash. This is a game that if there's a time to turn things around, this is the week to do it. Even the Rams cover the spread here.
I'm right there with you. You're talking about Carolina being on a third string quarterback now. They're going to try PJ Walker.
Yeah, PJ Walker.
They're going to try and rely on Christian McCaffrey, and you're going against the defensive line in the Rams. He's going to do nothing.
That's the only bright spot of the Rams is that defense. It's still fantastic.
Oh, yeah. They're healthy, so.
Yeah. With you. All right, next one. Arizona Cardinals heading to Seattle, face the Seahawks. The Cardinals are currently 2.5-point favorites. The over/under is 15.5. This Arizona team is weird. Like, I feel like they're going to hang around for that wild card spot. They're not winning the division, obviously. It's San Francisco and maybe the Rams. But Arizona, I feel like this is a team that if they put a couple games together here, middle of the year, October, November, maybe they're in the mix for a wild card.
The problem is, for the last 2 years, they've always started strong and then faded.
Not doing the opposite now.
I don't think you can expect them to do the opposite. I mean, you're talking about a 5'10" quarterback who team relies on immensely on offense, so he wears down.
Um, they get Hopkins back though after this week, so
Yeah,
that's gonna
that'll
help.
help for 5 more games, and then come week 12, Murray's gonna be tired.
I mean, we did say though preseason wise that if they can go even 3-3 before came back, that could be good for them going forward. NFC, no, I mean, look, I know that the Giants won one, Cowboys won one. The Giants aren't that good. We have there's still a lot more to be told there. If they win this game 3-3, Hopkins is back, and maybe that helps them to probably get some wins in later in the month and into November.
Who are you taking? I'll take the over.
Yeah, I'm taking over as well too. Yeah, because Seattle, I'm kind of having some regret now on this too. They're in my bottom five this week, but they kind of look competent.
They look way more confident than I ever expected.
Yeah. Remember we were saying over under was it 5.5? I think it was, and we were saying way under, maybe 3 wins tops.
Yeah, I thought they'd be one of the 2 or 3 worst teams in the league.
No, Geno Smith is playing fantastic, man. I gotta give him credit for that. Um, and I actually, in hindsight, kind of regret putting him in the bottom five this week. Look back at my rankings this week. I think Chicago's worse than they are. You know,
Oh yeah, way
I can
worse.
argue. I can argue Denver is worse than they are right now, and they beat Denver too, especially. So, but yeah, give me over in this one. I can see this going either way. All right, next one. Oh, here we go. The game of the year. The Buffalo Bills heading to Kansas City face the Chiefs. The Bills are currently 2.5-point favorites. The over/under is 54 points. Whew. It's gonna be a fucking classic. This is CBS. This is Jim Nantz and Tony Romo, obviously. Um, the thing I want to see with the Bills, and I said this on another podcast this week, is that I want to see them how they do in close games. We talk about the game, the playoff game, obviously, where they, had that, 13 seconds game where Mahomes and all that. We forget that they played last year, I think it was week 5, in the same place, in Arrowhead, and Buffalo beat the shit out of them. So the Bills can play with these guys. We know that for a fact.
Oh yeah.
This is the Bills team this year, hungry, Super Bowl expectations here. I think KC is due a letdown game now. Give me the Bills. Just give me the Bills a cover. And I think Buffalo wins this game fairly comfortable. Not blowout, but they win this game in control. So I like the Bills here.
I'm with you. Look, no Tyreek Hill. There's no speed that the Bills defensive backs have to be worried about, in my opinion. But props to Travis Kelce getting 4 touchdowns.
Yeah. I heard he's still scoring touchdowns now, like on Wednesday. But it's be a great game though. This be a really good game. All
I
right,
don't
two
think
more.
it's gonna be that great a game.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think the Bills are gonna be like 2 touchdowns up for most of the game, and maybe it comes to within a 1-score game late in the fourth quarter or something. But
Right.
I just don't see it being a good game.
Right. All right, 2 more games here. The Sunday game we have the Dallas Cowboys heading to Philadelphia face the Eagles, who are currently still unbeaten. The Eagles are 6-point favorites. The over/under is 42 points. This would be a good game, actually. Give me Dallas on the points here. I'm not saying they'll win the game, but Dallas defense, Eagles O-line a little banged up coming to this game. A little
What's the
banged up.
spread?
6 points.
Oh, 6 points. Shit.
Give me Dallas on the points here. I mean, they could probably win this game. I don't think they will win this game, but that pass rush, you got the Eagles O-line a little banged up. Eagles had a little scare last week against Arizona. I don't know. We'll see. Divisional game, the emotion there. Dallas wins this game. They're now in first place in the East. Give me Dallas on the points here at least. This should be a great game.
I'm gonna trust the Dallas defense.
Yeah, yep.
So give me the points.
And I'll tell you what now, if we're talking about MVP right now, I mean, obviously it's easy to go to quarterback, and I think Michael Parsons has a claim for that too, a case for that.
Absolutely.
All right, finally, Monday Night Football game, we have the Denver Broncos and the LA face the Chargers. The Chargers are currently 5-point favorites. The over/under is 45.5. Obviously, all the talk about Russell Wilson this week. I just did a whole episode, not a whole episode, but last episode of this podcast, we discussed that. Russell Wilson and his situation and what's going on there. Obviously, he has a torn lat, and hopefully we get to go on Monday. Um, Man, the Broncos need this game bad, not just because of the division, not because of the playoffs, but just for perception in general. Nathaniel Hackett is probably in a hot seat right now. Russell Wilson's had a taking a lump in the press this week. I like Denver on the points here. Let's go. Let's start there. Do to win the game, though, is a question. I don't know. The Chargers still banged up too, especially. So, but give me Denver on the points.
Give me the Chargers.
Ooh.
Look, I have yet to see any competent offense out of Denver.
This is true.
All right. The more embarrassing thing is both of these head coaches, they should not be head coaches. Time and again, they are showing they should not be head coaches in this league.
Yeah. Every coach in the division not named Andy Reid. Pretty shitty. Brandon Staley, Josh McDaniels, and now Nathaniel Hackett. Pretty shitty.
Look, I won't knock Josh McDaniels yet, but it's as if both those head coaches, Hackett, what is it, Stanley or Staley?
Brandon Staley.
Yeah, they have no faith in their teams and are intentionally trying to lose. That's how it looks.
Well, we'll see. I think it'll be a decent game. Actually, this is a compelling narrative-based game here. So, all right, quickly before we get going, actually getting going, we're actually going to do the next segment in a second of the podcast with Chris in a second. Quick FSU minute. That NC State loss burned me up, man. God, what was that in the second half? What was that?
17-3, you're up, and you can't do jack squat. This is why I said we have no coach. He should have been fired last year, 2 years ago. And then Chris wants to talk all this smack. Oh, look at how great he is because we beat LSU. Look, he's a terrible coach. He's another guy who has no faith in his team. Why are you trying to go for a touch? Why are you calling a pass play where you're going for a touchdown and yet you've got a kicker warming up that you've literally crushed because you refuse to give him any chance at getting better?
Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible. And that pick that Travis threw in the end. I'm not gonna just say blame him for that either. To be honest with you, try to make a play. This is
It looked like a pretty damn good throw to the defense to me.
Well, right, but I feel like there was a miscommunication between him and the receiver. But what are you gonna do? I mean, we still had a chance to win that game late. That's the worst part. The field goal. It's just one of those things that we're giving games away now. It's sad. But like I said, this is supposed to be rebuilding for the Seminoles. If they win 8 games this year, I'm happy. Do they beat Clemson this week, though?
The way things have been going, I think we will.
I love it. Okay, Zach. All right, stand by, Zach. We're gonna get Chris in here now.